This is a 1987 Chevy 3/4 ton 4x4 Custom Deluxe. Let's take a look at some of the features and modifications that make this vehicle unique. The truck itself boasts less than 34,000 original miles. Benefits from a 3-inch body lift. Evidence being these spacers located at the points where the body and truck bed are bolted to the frame. The truck also features a suspension lift in the form of new leaf springs in the front, featuring these polyurethane bushings. To accommodate the suspension lift, new brake lines were employed for the front wheels. The rear suspension lift features an add-a-leaf and block. Also, key components to that modification is this relocation bracketry for the brake hardware, brake lines. Tires are 44-inch thick C-Pec Mud Country 2s. To help control the weight of those big tires, a dual shock setup was employed in front. And here you can also see a custom filler panel to help fill the gap the body lift created and keep debris out of the engine compartment. The rear also features a dual shock setup with an auxiliary kicker shock mounted on the rear leaf pack, which acts like a track bar, ladder bar, stabilizes the rear axle under hard acceleration. To compensate for the larger diameter of the tires, the ring and pinion set in each axle was swapped for some 589s. Also, to recalibrate the speedometer, a new speedometer sending unit was installed. Front axle is a Dana 44. The rear axle is a GM Corporate 14 bolt. Because the suspension was lifted, the stock drive shafts become too short. So this custom rear drive shaft was installed, along with a custom front drive shaft. Here you can see the glass pack mufflers, part of the 2.5-inch stainless steel exhaust. That bolts directly to the factory headers. Truck features Nerf bars, dual gas tanks, bed liner, sliding rear window, nice mirrors, convex mirror for added perspective. Transmission benefits from a shift kit, help tighten up the shifts an auxiliary oil cooler, which you can see here mounted in front of the radiator. The factory engine dropped the valve and was swapped for this GM Goodwrench 350 crate engine. I replaced the thermostat with a 180-degree thermostat to help keep the temperature low. All of the fluids in this vehicle have less than 400 miles on them, including the coolant, the transmission fluid, the transfer case fluid, the brake fluid, and the engine oil, which is synthetic. Super winch locking hubs for the front axle. Tow hooks. Here we can see the dual steering stabilizers. This eliminates all of the bump steer associated with bigger tires hitting an object. See chrome axle trusses on the front and rear axles. Provide a little bit of strength as well as act as a skid plate for the differentials. Both feature chrome differential covers as well. Inside we have an automatic, the original dash, we'll start it up. Here we can hear the exhaust exiting the 3-inch chrome collectors. Listen to some throttle. Both the upper and lower radiator hoses were replaced. At the same time, all the fluids were changed, as well as all of brand new belts put on. There you have it. Fairly comprehensive overview of what it takes to run 44-inch tires.